So I wanted to talk about a particular pet peeve that I have, and I feel like I've been waiting for the day to do this video because right now I'm on smoke right now because people are not listening, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous with what I'm going to tell you, right? And if you are offended, then I hope so because you got some work to do. So one thing, my one pet peeve is that, you know, I'm conversing with many people as well, whether it's family, friends, my peers, or whatever the case. And some of them are still, just working 9 to 5 and that sort of stuff. And you know what I say with the job market is crazy right now. A lot of people are being made redundant, and a lot of people aren't having the opportunity to really showcase themselves in order to get a new opportunity. And I've been saying for a very long time that we need to be on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter what job you have. It really, really doesn't matter what job you have. You need to be on LinkedIn like your life depends on it, because it does. And I find it quite bizarre when I'm having conversations and I'm speaking with people, and then they'll be saying they've been looking for jobs. They've been getting rejections after rejections. And don't get me wrong, I empathize with them a lot, and I relate, because that used to be me, before I just said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Let me just go and focus on building up my personal brand and building up my business in the process. But with that, and then I ask them certain questions in terms of how they can improve on their approach. And when I ask, like, do you use LinkedIn? Are you connected with anyone on LinkedIn? The answer I get is no. And I've received that response quite a lot as of recent, and I don't understand why, because I always do this content every day. I'm dropping these videos every day talking about the importance of your personal brand, the importance of incorporating AI, and the importance of LinkedIn. If anything, you don't even need to watch all the videos. Like, you just need to know from now, personal branding, AI, and LinkedIn. If that's the 3 things I can tell you that you need to focus on, you don't need to watch any more of my videos, I swear, please. If you do not have your LinkedIn at the moment, close the video. I don't want to hear it, and make your LinkedIn and come back, and I can help you with other bits. But those are honestly the 3 most important things I believe at this moment in time that you need to focus on. And, I understand to a degree. LinkedIn, before I even joined, was very much, you're just getting very much like inspirational messages for no reason. Some people are talking about that they went to the shop and then they saw that there was a reduced price apple slice, and then they decided to give it to their colleague because they realized that their colleague likes apples. And then they now understand that their colleague was actually a secret colleague who was actually the CEO, and he got granted a job and he got like a promotion or some tomfoolery like that, man. It's like, I hear it, it's a joke. However, when you actually start to utilize the actual platform and you start to see what it is, it's actually a platform that can change your trajectory, I would say, or change your life. It can change a lot of things. I've made business on LinkedIn. I've got jobs on LinkedIn. I've got email people, like generating leads from LinkedIn. There's so many things I've done for using LinkedIn as a platform that I just think is a disservice to you, whether you are looking for a job or whether you're seeking like internships, or whether you're actually freelancing, or whether you're actually building your own business. I feel that LinkedIn is literally the cheat code to navigate in this particular industry as well. And the reason why I say that is because, one, you have the opportunity to network and meet people within your industry directly. So it doesn't even need to be a case of you having to be going to all these networking events in person all the time. And I know sometimes when you're finishing work, let's say 6 o'clock, and then there's a networking event at 7, you're just thinking, I just had a long day and you want me to network as well. Trust me, I know it can be rough. But LinkedIn provides an opportunity for you to network with those people. It allows you to actually see what people are talking about. It allows you to see what people are doing as well. And even as far as when it comes down to job interviews, when I was applying for jobs and I'll be in these interviews, and I know exactly who I'm going to be speaking to on that interview, I will go on LinkedIn, I will go on their profile, and I'll see what they spoke about recently, and I will just weave that in the interview. They could be talking about how they are focusing on sustainability efforts in the workplace, and they've been doing these particular initiatives. And then when it's my turn to ask questions in the interview, I can just reference it, and then they're looking at me shocked because they're thinking, wow, how did you know? It's because they provided all the information you need to know to make yourself the obvious choice for the job, right? And some people aren't even doing that, which I think is quite bizarre in itself. Never mind you not being on LinkedIn to begin with, but the whole element of not utilizing it to make sure that you lock in that interview and you get the job, I just don't understand personally. And then also, it allows you to build on your personal brand online on LinkedIn as a platform. You are within your industry, right? And I would like to think that you're trying to develop and grow within your industry. So it is extremely important to understand that you not being visible online is doing a disservice. It's not helping you. In fact, it's damaging your credibility. You can't even be seen. So how is anyone going to believe that you're actually capable of doing the job? Because like I said, CVs are no longer the one thing alone that's going to get you a job right now. So you need to be on LinkedIn in order to just post. And I'm not asking you to do more than one post a week. Some people are telling you to do 2, 3, 4 posts, 5 posts a week. I'm asking you to do one. Start with one post a week and you can build up from that. But it's all about compounding, because you just posting once a week and networking with the right people that's able to see your content, that's able to resonate with you. You can be provided industry knowledge, industry insights based on your perspective of how you see things and how you're able to incorporate that in a way that effectively makes you look like the key person of influence and make you look like an obvious choice, because not only do you know what you're talking about, but you're embedded within the industry. You know what's going on from what's not going on. You know, based on that, you have ideas, you have thoughts on particular ideas and topics that are happening at your workplace, but you're not telling anyone. You're keeping it all to yourself. And when I talk about a lot of people are sitting on value and they can't see it because they're looking left and right and they just can't see it because they're sitting on value, that's what you're doing. And you're not utilizing all those skills and the expertise that you have developed over the years. And that's the reason why it's getting a lot harder for you. So what is another reason? Another reason is with SEO as well, search engine optimization. When someone searches your name on Google and they can't even find you on LinkedIn, that can be a bit of a red flag in some cases, because you're applying for this role. Matter of fact, your CV is actually good. Let me see if I can find this person. And they're nowhere to be seen. There's nowhere to be seen. They're not on any sort of trade publications. They're not on LinkedIn. They're not on anything. And you just can't find them because you're just not visible to the people they need to be visible to. And the whole point to be visible enough where people can start to see where you fall into the credibility line and what pockets of insights do you have that makes you the person that they need to know, the person that they need to look into, and effectively the person that they want to invest their time in and hire, right? There's so many varied reasons as to why you should be using LinkedIn, but you're choosing not to. And at this moment in time, it's still sort of a platform that's underutilized at this stage. Not a lot of people are using it in the way that they need to. A lot of people tend to stalk and look on people's profiles, but they never post content. So you just posting content will just put you at the higher tier automatically by default, because now you're just making yourself more visible by the people that need to see you in order to get those opportunities for yourself. So I would say, please, if I haven't sort of inspired you to take action, or I haven't encouraged you to sort out your LinkedIn, or to, create one, or to start using it for these opportunities, I don't know what will, because a lot of these things is becoming a lot harder. And a lot of the times, a lot of these people hiring, they don't have time to be digging and searching to see if you are actually the best person for the job. They will just literally Google different people. They'll probably even Google the actual job title of the thing they're looking at, and they'll see if there's anyone that falls in line with that. You want to be in a position where you're visible enough to get these opportunities. And if you choose not to use these platforms, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're not going to be ready for what's going to be coming in the near future. Because when it comes down to visibility, that's one thing. But then when it comes down to credibility, that's a whole nother ball game. And if you can't even be seen to begin with, then how can people actually believe that you're good at the job that you claim that you are, right? So I just had to give it to you guys like that, because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that you don't have LinkedIn anymore. Firstly, LinkedIn's free. Yeah? LinkedIn's a free platform. How can you have a free platform and then you just need to just position yourself to talk with different people, and you can get a job, you can get emails that you can use for adding to your mailing list, you can get leads, you can get paying clients, you can get brand partnerships, you can get sponsorship deals. I could continue. I can continue going, but you know what? Please, if you leave with anything that I said in this video, your personal brand, AI, and LinkedIn, those are the three main important things that you need to be focusing on, right? If you are working a 9 to 5 and you're just looking to also provide that level of leverage and job security for yourself, right? So you actually have options to choose to move if you want to move, or you actually have the opportunity to just stay within the company, but you have a much more bigger reason as to why you can push for promotions or why you can push for pay rises, right? You need to build on that, on the basis that you need to start with those particular things to give yourself more leverage to effectively produce and create a better future for yourself. And that all comes down to just getting started and just doing the work and just getting on LinkedIn ASAP. So please, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. It annoys me so much when I hear someone saying they're looking for a job, but they don't have LinkedIn. I think that's counterproductive, and I think that you're really doing yourself a disservice by not really utilizing the tools that has been given to you in order to change your life or to enrich or better your life in that fact. Not every day, you don't need to change your life. You don't need to change your life, but what you can do is find ways to make it better, right? So that's what I got to say. If you don't want to do it, you ain't got to do it. I already done the video about the importance of understanding the difference between your needs and your wants. And if you're not needing to go on LinkedIn, it's fine. It's completely fine. But either way, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone who's not on LinkedIn, but they're looking for a job. Please send this to someone who is looking and saying they've been looking for jobs and it's just been hard for them. And if you ask them and they say that they do not have a LinkedIn, say you need to watch this video that Tariq published the other day. All right? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out.